This is the HOVERAir X1 pocket-sized self-flying camera, and it has to be said right from the outset of the video, this is something that absolutely fascinates me and genuinely provides me with a degree of excitement. Not only is this a review, the point is I genuinely wanted to try this product because I just think it's something a little bit different. As you can see, one of the main features of this is it's a fully enclosed system. All you simply need to do is just unfold it out, and as you can see there is no access to the props, so you're not going to start chopping off your finger. One of the other great features about this is it is only 125 grams, basically just over half the weight of an iPhone, basically meaning it is absolutely perfect just to slip in your pocket and get it out of your pocket easily whenever it suits you for any unsuspecting moment. Now, when it comes to flight time, this little piece of kit here should get you around 11 minutes flight time, or roughly 20 autonomous flight modes of your choosing. Now, if you feel that 11 minutes isn't quite enough for you, you can buy this as a combo where you will get a charging dock for 2 batteries and 1 additional battery. Now, traditionally, you will see me on this channel flying drones using a remote controller, but not the case with this thing, because all you need to do, and the way that this thing works, is once you have whipped the drone out of your pocket, of course with it being so compact, all you need to do is just rest it on your palm, press the button to power the drone on, and then cycle using the top button right here through the autonomous flight mode to the one you want. Press the top button again, and after 3 seconds the drone is just going to take off from your palm and then literally go perform the autonomous flight mode and then return back to its position, and then all you need to do is just place your arm underneath it and it will come and land all the way back to your palm. Now, whilst I've just mentioned that this thing works completely autonomously without a controller, what you can then do is use the HOVERAir X1 app, and what that allows you to do is tailor those automated flight modes of your choosing. So you have a huge amount of parameters that you can adjust. Even when it comes to the follow mode, which I'll show you shortly, you can select it to follow you from the front or behind, and it really just gives you a huge amount of more flexibility over and above it just being stuck in the modes that it comes with out of the box. Now, one of the unique selling features of this is the fact it can be used by absolutely anybody. This is my partner literally putting the drone in her hand and quite simply just pressing a couple of buttons, no experience whatsoever, and just launching the drone to take this cool shot. So this is really a neat feature. However, as I've just mentioned, in that HOVERAir X1 app, you have got something called an academy. So even if you are not quite experienced or brave enough to just trust the drone to just launch from your hand straight away, you can use this academy, and what it will do is it will guide you through exactly what every autonomous flight mode actually does. And I think once again that is a really neat feature, okay, and it just allows you to know exactly what to expect before you give it a go. Now, it can handle quite a stiff breeze, okay. It does have wind level 4 wind resistance, so it's not too bad for something so light, but of course if it is incredibly windy, it's not really ideal. But of course, even so, in most situations the wind is going to be light enough for you to fly something just like this. So what are these intelligent flight modes that you can get on the HOVERAir X1? Well, what I'm going to do is just demonstrate them one by one so you can see exactly what to expect. Mode 1 is of course the hover mode. As you can see, the drone just simply follows me, the rotation with which I am, okay, keeping me in the frame of the shot. And this is really cool, okay. Even though it can't go forwards and backwards, what it can of course do is just literally follow me in terms of my position and direction. And that's really good for getting a photograph from exactly the position you want to set. And this is really great for capturing situations where you want to be able to place the drone exactly where you want, knowing fine well you can frame yourself exactly as desired. The second option is of course what we call a drone normally. This now calls it zoom out on this X1. Essentially, the drone is just going to literally take off, and then it's going to fly upwards and backwards, keeping you in the frame at all times. And this is how it looks from a side point of view, and this was filmed using another drone just for a slightly different perspective. And as you can see, the end result is something really cool, and I think that's just fantastic. And this is where I basically used this shot myself when I was out visiting a zoo. All I did is whip this drone out of my pocket, select this mode, take off from my palm, get the shot I wanted, and then of course the drone comes all the way back, disturbing absolutely nobody, but capturing a shot I wouldn't have been able to get before. The next option is the follow option. Now, I really like this, and all you need to do to select the follow is, once again, select the top button to go onto the follow mode. What we are then going to do is let the drone take off, and then it will follow us from behind or the front, depending on what you select in the HOVERair X1 app. So for example, if I wanted to record myself going on a scenic walk with the missus and the dog, as you can see, this is absolutely perfect for that sort of scenario. Now, the next one is familiar to pretty much all of you, I would imagine. It is the simple orbit or circle. Basically, what the drone is going to do is center you as a subject, and this is how the HOVERair X1 looks from a top-down view. Once it's taken off, it's going to move that pre-selected distance. Again, you can either leave it as the default setting or pop in the HOVERair X1 app to adjust this parameter, and the drone will perform a full circle around you, keeping you in the center of the frame. I really like this one, and I think it's a really nice touch that it comes on this piece of kit. Now, the next option, of course, is the bird's eye. Pretty familiar with this one. Essentially, what the HOVERair X1 will do is it will fly above you after takeoff, and then what it will then do is, as you can see, again, using that magnificent top-down shot, the drone will just rise above us, and then you've got various options within the HOVERair X1 app. You can select it to just go above us normally, or what you can do is set it to rotate for an even more dynamic shot. Obviously, again, this altitude can be all adjusted in the HOVERair X1 app, allowing you full control of what this piece of kit will do to capture the shot that you want. A firm favourite of mine, this one. Now, the last feature I want to show you is one that I was really excited to try, and this is basically this customizable button right here, which you can change what this button does within the HOVERair X1 app. Now, out of the box, what it will do is, if you select this mode, it will take off, hover, and it will repeatedly take photos, okay, basically just until you tell it to stop, essentially. And what I really like about this is the fact that essentially this is a shot I wouldn't be able to get before. Yes, sorry to burn your eyes, but this is me and my missus in the hot tub. Like I say, we are on holiday, and essentially what I can do is just literally put the drone up, set it to the position I want, and it will just keep taking photos, okay, and essentially that allows us time to pose, get comfortable, get the shot we want. And all we need to do at the end of that is quite simply use the HOVERair X1 app to go into our library, download that straight to the phone, and then of course you can share that straight to social media if you wish. And this is really what I wanted to do on this review video. I wanted to show you how not only demonstrate the product, but show you how I actually use this myself to get some shots while I am away. Now, when you do go in that gallery, what can you expect from the video and photo quality? Well, it's a 12 megapixel camera, and you can get up to 30 frames per second at 2.7K or 60 frames per second at 1080p. Now, generally, yes, it's not a 4K camera, but I generally wouldn't worry. Most people are watching TV generally at only 1080p, and essentially, you know, you're not going to start noticing the difference between 4K over and above the 2.7K until you get up to around a 50-inch screen. So the resolutions that come on this are more than good enough. Now, when it does come to the gallery, they've also got you covered, because you can store up to 32 gigabytes worth on this HOVERair X1 itself. So you don't even need to put an external memory card in it. All you simply do is essentially use it as that pocket-sized self-flying camera, and then once you have got the shots you want, you simply connect up the app, download the footage straight to your phone to share it to social media. And if you do want to share it to social media, you can also have this in vertical mode as well. So with all that mentioned and all of those uses demonstrated, I want to show you exactly what you can do on this HOVERair X1, which I think is a bit of a party piece. Is if this is working correctly, obviously at the time of recording this video, you are going to know whether it did or not, I'm not so much. But because I've got this little icon on my screen right here to show that it's picking up the recording of my voice because I've just turned that on. Essentially what should be happening right now is it is using my phone's microphone on the HOVERair X1 app, alongside the camera view that you're seeing of me right now. And what is really cool about this is the HOVERair X1 app can actually remove the sound of the drone. So you should only at this stage be hearing my voice. So that's really just making this a really, really cool piece of kit, especially when it comes to vlogging. Now, I may have said previously on my channel that technology doesn't generally excite me. Yes, I enjoy using it, but I don't ever really get excited like a lot of YouTube reviewers do. For me, I get my kicks out of knowing I do fair and honest tests, regardless of the result. However, this one is slightly different because I was super excited to try this, and generally that excitement has maintained even after I've tested this. This is an absolutely perfect companion, okay, and I genuinely think it adds a great dynamic for you depending on your environment, so get some really dynamic and just different shots that you wouldn't have been able to get before. For me, it is well worth the money. And as I've always said on my channel, I will only recommend and suggest or review a product that I would buy with my own money. Would I buy this HOVERair X1 with everything it gives us, with that 2.7K camera, that 12 megapixel photo, that ability to take a photo or video pretty much anywhere you are, all in a self-enclosed 125 gram package? Yes, I absolutely love it. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm always happy to hear what you have to say. If you did like this review, please, of course, give it a big thumbs up. It tells the YouTube algorithm more people just like you might want to watch this video. Subscribe if you're awesome, and until next time, see you again soon.